this video, we will meet the bear and the two friends. English moral story. The story is useful for everyone. Firstly, welcome to PK's Learning. A true friend. In a village, there lived two good friends named Ram and Sham. One day, they both went out for some important work, but they had to cross a huge and dark forest, so they were a little scared. But they were moving forward, saying that if they are with each other, then why should they be afraid? They reached in the middle of the forest. Suddenly, they saw a bear coming towards them. Ram quickly climbs up a nearby tree to save his life. But Sham cannot climb the tree. Sham gets scared and has no idea what to do now. And he sleeps on the floor, pretends to be unconscious for some time. The bear came up to him, sniffed his ear, and after some time, he went away. That means, after a while, the bear quietly walks away without harming Sham. The ram came down and asked Sham, "Why did the bear not eat you?" Sham replied, "Don't you know? Only a bird like a vulture eats dead creatures. Animals don't unless it is in a fair fight." "And what did he whisper in your ear?" Ram asked. Sham replied, "He advised me to stay away from selfish friends. Friends who run away in times of trouble are not our true friends." Then Ram realized his mistake and apologized to Sham. So kids, what we learn from this story? That is, moral of the story is never trust friends who leave you in times of danger. Or also we can say keep your calm even in times of trouble, like Sham. Thanks for watching. In this video, we will meet the bent tree. English moral story. Short story for easy learning. This story is helpful for everyone. The bent tree. It was a dense forest. All trees were straight and tall. Their trunks were broad and shapely. But there was one tree which was having a crook, that means bent, and having shapeless trunks. As we can see, the crooked tree was sad. He thought, "How ugly I am! All others are straight and in shape. I alone am bent." One day, a woodcutter came there. He looked around. Straight trees, wood is more usable and easy to process. For the woodcutter, after looking around, he said to himself, "I will cut all trees except that crooked, that means bent tree. That is of no use to me. and he cut away all other state trees one by one. Now the bent tree was happy for its crookedness. Moral of the story: never compare to yourself to others. Be happy with what you are. Always remember, everyone is special in their own way. And never feel sad for any reason. Like that bent tree. Thanks for watching.
I am here with a new story. The Two Parts English Moral Story, short story for easy learning. This story is helpful to everyone. The two parts. Let's meet the parts. It was a cyclonic season. There was flood everywhere. Many houses drowned in the flood. There was a copper pot and an earthen pot in a house. Both of these pots were washed away in the flood to a river. The copper pot called the earthen pot and said,
"Oh my friend, you are made of mud. You are so weak. Please come near me. I will save you. I will help you."
The earthen pot replied,
"Oh, thank you. Thank you for your kindness, my friend. But let me swim to the bank by myself. I have to try my best."
The earthen pot began to swim towards the bank of the river. As the copper pot tried to swim, water got filled into the pot and the copper pot drowned. As its weight increased, but earthen pot reached the bank safely. So kids, what we learned from this story means moral of the story is weakness is not in appearance. Thanks for watching.
Hello lovely kids. Let's read the English moral story, short and easy. Story name: The Lazy Donkey. Let's meet the donkey in this video. Lazy donkey. In a village, there lived a merchant named Mohan. He had a donkey to transport goods like salt and grains to the market. That means he was using a donkey for transportation. The donkey's name was Kallu. He did not like to work at all because that donkey was very lazy, and because of his laziness, he always tried to avoid his task. One day, Mohan decided to sell salt in the market. He walked his donkey to the market, carrying a sack of salt on its back. Mohan was taking proper care of his donkey because Mohan got a lot of help from it. So, to get to the market, they had to cross a small river every day. That river had small rocks in it. One day, as they were crossing a river, the donkey slipped and fell into the river. Now, with Mohan's help, Kallu tried and somehow stood up and started walking very slowly. But he noticed one thing. Why does the burden on my back feel so light? Kallu, the donkey said to himself. But because of this, the donkey was very happy as the burden became light. In fact, some of the salt on his back had dissolved in the river water, making it lighter. And that's why the Kallu, the donkey, became very happy for the light weight. The next day, the donkey was carrying some more sacks of salt. He now knew that what to do to make his load lighter. While crossing the river, he again slipped and fell down again in that water. That means his aim was to only reduce the weight of his burden. The salt in the sacks dissolved in the water and the sacks again became lighter, but Mohan could not afford his loss again and again. He had noticed Kallu's laziness again. That means the donkey's master, Mohan, noticed this. He was angry as all his sacks of salt were lost. He made a plan. What plan? A plan of teaching the donkey a lesson for his laziness. The next day, the Mohan made the donkey carry a sack full of cotton. The donkey thought that he would try his trick again and again. While crossing the river, he slipped again to lighten his load, but this time it didn't happen. Gradually, the cotton started absorbing the water, and because of this reason, the load of cotton started getting heavier and heavier. The poor donkey had to carry a load that was too heavy, and that was the punishment of the donkey for his laziness only. Mohan asked angrily, "Tell me, will you do it now? Why are you slacking off?" After being beaten by the owner or master, the donkey started braying and braying. Now, the Kallu donkey understood his mistake. He had to pay a heavy price for his laziness. He had to carry a heavy load of cotton and was also beaten by his master. After this incident and after this day, the Kallu, the donkey, never sat in the river water to avoid his work. And from that day, the Kallu donkey gave up laziness and started doing every work honestly. So kids, tell me, do you like story? Yes, Angel, we like this story. So kids, tell me, what you learned from this story? And what are the disadvantages of laziness? Angel, we should always try to complete our work honestly. And don't be lazy. Yes, if you are lazy and if you try to avoid your work, you will get yourself in more trouble. So kids, always try not to avoid work and complete your work honestly. And if you avoid laziness, you will complete your work within time and with happiness. Tell me, how will you follow this rule in daily life? Yes, Angel, in daily life, we will complete our study, homework regularly. Because, Angel, if we are lazy in studying, we will suffer during the exam. Yes, that's why you are smart kids. So, moral of the story, there is no alternative to hard work. And laziness, inactions harms us. So, always be active, be creative, and try to complete your work honestly and happily without being lazy. Thanks for watching. Hello kids, let's read the English moral story, short and easy. Story name, The Crows and the Cobra. Story is useful to everyone. Let's meet the crows and the cobra. Once there was a pair of crows living on a shady tree. They made a comfortable nest in its green branches. Everything was good, but there was one big problem. Actually, the crows were taking care of their eggs always, but the cobra lived in a hole under the same tree. It always troubled the crows, and they could not stop it. They were disgusted due to cobra. Whenever the crows were away, the cobra would come and eat the eggs from their nest. This made the mother crow very sad. One day she said to her husband, Cow, let us go to another place. I have seen that the cobra ate every egg I lay. So please, we should leave this place and go far away to take care of our nest and our eggs. On this statement, the father crow laughed and he replied, Cow, we should not leave because of the cobra. There may be danger in other places too. Let's think of a plan. Yes, said the mother crow. The father crow said, Cow, tomorrow morning a princess will come to the river to bath. I think that will be a good time to do something. On the next day, the princess came to the river with her maids and guards for bath. And as per the thought of crow, before going into the water, the princess kept her chain, means necklace and bracelets on the river bank. The father crow saw this and got an idea. The crow quickly flew down and picked up the necklace of that princess. Then the father crow flew back to their tree and he dropped the chain, that means necklace, into the cobra's hole. That means at the bottom of that big tree, he dropped the necklace. The guards followed him and saw the chain, which is fell down into the hole of cobra. The guards were scared because of the cobra. When the guards looked inside, they saw the cobra. They didn't want the cobra to bother anyone in future. To get the chain, they caught the cobra and took it away to the zoo for the safety of other animals and human beings. Now the crows were safe, and after this incident, they lived happily ever after, and now their eggs and nest was safe. So kids, tell me, do you like this story? Yes, Angel, we loved this story. Then, from this moral story, what you learn? Angel, we learned that you may be small, you may be weak, but if you are smart, you can win. Yes, you are right. Even though you may be weak, even if you are small, that means you are not very strong, but if you are smart, you can still win. So, cleverness and smartness always wins. So, moral of the story: be smart and think wisely to solve the problems. Thanks for watching. Hello lovely kids, let's read the English moral story, The Cows and the Tiger. Short story for easy learning. There was a small village near a jungle. In a jungle, there lived many wild animals. The village. 6 cows used to go up to the jungle alone in search of food. In the forest, there lived a wicked tiger. He used to kill a cow now and then and eat her when the cow was alone. This was happening for quite some times. Whenever the cow was separated with others or alone, the cows were now afraid of the tiger's attack. One day, all the cows held a meeting to discuss the solution to save their lives from the tiger. An old cow said, "Listen everybody, the tiger eats one of us only because we go into the jungle separately. From now on, we will all be together, always." Hearing the old cow's words carefully, all the cows nodded in agreement. From then on, all the cows went into the jungle in a herd. Herd means in a group of cows. When they heard or saw the tiger, all the cows quickly come together, lower their horns and stand strong as a group. Seeing all those cows together and hearing their lowing, the tiger became scared because even a tiger wants to save its life and went back to the forest. Thus, the cows, with their cleverness, managed to escape from the tiger's clutches. Cows decided to stay together always, and soon they became good friends of each other. So, moral of the story, unity is strength. So kids, what we learn from the story? When we stand together, we are strong enough. But when we are divided, we can fall. So, stay united always and stay safe. Thanks for watching. If this video is helpful to you, then please like, share with your friends, and please don't forget to subscribe the channel for more updates.